Colin was right.
Speaking of Belichick, reportedly, Buffalo has no interest in Bill Belichick, and I said this last week. I think Bill's weakness, he's not good at the draft. He's good at NFL personnel. He's not good at college personnel transferring to the NFL, and that's what Buffalo needs. A really, really sharp guy in terms of personnel. I think Bill's a little bit tone deaf to offense today. He's also a little stubborn. Bill's going to want to coach his guys, do it his way, and build his staff. That is not what Buffalo needs. It may work in Philly with Howie Roseman running the draft. He doesn't feel like a fit in Buffalo.
Yeah, it's really interesting, clears throat, because I don't know who the Buffalo Bills hire at this moment of time. Now, I'm not saying I wanted Bill Bitch, but it seems like you got to go all in on Clint Kubiak. And out of all the teams that can get Clint Kubiak, you have to imagine that you're the front runner. Unless Kubiak gets offered $1 gajillion from Vegas or something and you get the opportunity to work with Tom Brady, have the #1 overall pick, start fresh, start brand new, and pretty much have zero expectations. Whereas, like, if you go to Buffalo, it's like you got to win a Super Bowl, but you obviously have Josh Allen. And, you know, Colin's talking about personnel and whatnot, and, you know, he's spot on about all of that, and you don't know if Kubiak has that, right? You just don't know. The Seattle Seahawks are an incredibly well-run franchise with their own awesome GM and owner and whatnot. And so then the question then is, like, you got Brian Daboll and you got Clint Kubiak, or you have another lingering defensive mind, and then that's now what opens up the door. It's like, can you bring in a Brian Daboll to be the offensive coordinator with Josh Allen? And bring in like a Brian Flores defensively. Now you get a great defensive coach, great offensive coordinator. And so the problem is we don't know what's available. Is Brian Daboll willing to be an offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills? Or is it just like, no, he's willing to be an OC for the Titans, but only a head coach for the Bills? Just don't know. Yeah. And that's what makes, you know, it makes trying to figure this stuff out essentially impossible. Essentially impossible. And yet it's still a really incredibly important conversation to be had, obviously, because you see what well-run franchises are capable of doing. And if you're the Buffalo Bills right now, you got to be a little sick to your stomach. The way how you saw that Broncos game unfold, the Patriots, like you got to be sick to your stomach. You got to be looking at that and just thinking, what is happening right now? Like what is happening? And we can blame some of the weather. I'm not going to, because that Broncos team completely stifled Drake May before the weather got bad. They just did. And do you realize we can make fun of Josh Allen all we want? Oh, Sam Darnold reached the Super Bowl before Josh Allen. It's just no, the Seahawks reached the Super Bowl before the Buffalo Bills, because do you realize Josh Allen is still the highest rated quarterback in the playoffs? He is the highest rated quarterback in the playoffs. His completion percentage, number one, 71.6%. He played 2 games. Sam Darnold played 2 games. He had 85 dropbacks. Sam Darnold had 59 dropbacks. He had 74 pass attempts. Josh Allen. Sam Darnold had 53. Josh Allen had 53 completions. Sam Darnold only had 53 pass attempts. Do you understand how insane that is? Josh Allen is 3rd in the NFL in passing yards in the playoffs. 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but a bunch of rushing touchdowns. Matthew Stafford, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. Matthew Stafford got this far and has a PFF rating of a 62.1. Josh Allen, 90.9. And again, he played 3 games. Josh Allen only played 2. And Josh Allen had the 3rd highest passer rating, 99.8. Josh Allen is 10th of all running backs. He is 10th in the NFL in the playoffs with 99 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Okay, Walker has 4 touchdowns. Josh Allen has 2. He's tied for 2nd in the NFL with rushing touchdowns in the playoffs combined with running backs. Do you understand that? Do you understand how insane that is? And he only played 2 games. Drake May played 3. Karen Williams played 3. Stevenson played 3. Blake Corum played 3. And he was 10th. Pretty remarkable. And you're not going to the Super Bowl, though. You got to hire the coach that finds their way through that. And is it an even better offense? Is it getting that defense locked and loaded and ready to go? Or is it just making sure that the offense can actually be fine-tuned and get the job done in the most meaningful moments? I'd argue that ends up being more important because if you can execute at those most important moments, which Josh Allen has shown the ability to do, despite what nonsense people want to make up the play calling and the execution from everyone else around him, not so much. And if you take care of that, then maybe you'd be in a much different situation right now. A much different situation. So, clear his throat. This is where you got to try to have to figure out, like, if you get a Clint Kubak, I think this offense would be elevated. But then think to yourself, who do you get from a defensive coordinating standpoint? And this is where the Buffalo Bills have to be proactive and not just be like, oh, we hired Clint Kubak and now he's going to fill out, the coaching staff. It's like, no, you have to have really strong opinions and views and do your due diligence. And if you find the guy that you think is going to bring the defense to the next level, you say, Clint, we're going to hire you, but this is who we want as a DC. You can pick everyone else, but like, this is who we want to be the defensive coordinator. And if you flip it and you're saying, hey, we want a Brian Flores, he's going to completely rebuild this defense. This defense is going to be great. You better have your OC locked and loaded. So there are interesting paths right now for the Buffalo Bills. The problem is that I don't know how realistic or how doable each path is. Again, for all I know, Clint Kubak's like, man, I have an opportunity to start fresh with a brand new quarterback in Las Vegas. Nice weather, Tom Brady. They're paying me so much money, and I have no pressure to win right now. So I get to ease into a starting role. Like, I could see why that is not way more, but more desirable than going to Buffalo. As much as I think Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL, I could just see why from a career move and a life move, why you're saying, all right, I'm going to take the $100 million in Las Vegas. Like, I get the number 1 overall pick. I get to really rebuild a team how I see fit in my vision, get to work alongside with Tom Brady, et cetera, get to live in Vegas. Pretty nice gig. You're a few hours away from LA and San Diego. Like, it's pretty nice. It's a pretty desirable job, to be honest with you. And then again, the whole thing with Brian Dable, where he take a head coaching job with the Bills, but would take an OC job with the Titans. But would he take an OC job with the Bills? And if he does, then who's your head coach defensively? And do you think Brian Flores can do it? And if it's not Brian Flores, who is it? Because that's the thing. You could have gotten maybe a Jesse Emter to be the defensive head coach, and then got Brian Dable or Cliff Kingsbury, right? Like, there's a bunch of these options, and is Cliff Kingsbury holding out hope to being a head coach as well? That's why we kind of keep going in circles with some of these things, because it's just so difficult to know what's on the table, what's possible, but just know that the Buffalo Bills are not going to the Super Bowl because they are not well run enough. That's why it's really fun to be like, Josh Allen. No, the Seahawks are a better run team. The New England Patriots are a better run team. The Kansas City Chiefs are a better run team. The Philadelphia Eagles are a better run team. That's why those teams have all either gotten to or have won a Super Bowl since Josh Allen has been drafted. It's just the reality. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Buffalo Bills? The fact they have no interest in Bill Bitch, which makes complete sense. But what direction do you think they should go in? Defense? Offense? Which coordinator? Which head coach? Let me know your thoughts. I read every single comment, so you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be a part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.